Let me tell you something. When God moves, he doesn't move small. He doesn't do halfway blessings. When he shows up, he shows out. And somebody here needs to hear this today. God is about to surprise you. That breakthrough you've been praying for, that change you've been hoping for, that miracle you thought was too big, it's coming. I know it's been hard. You've been waiting, you've been struggling, you've been fighting battles nobody even knows about. But hear me, God sees you. He hasn't forgotten you. He hasn't ignored your prayers. He has been working behind the scenes, setting things in place, lining up the right people, the right opportunities, the right doors. And when he decides it's your time, nothing, nothing can stop it. When God decides to bless you, he doesn't do it in a small or ordinary way. His blessings are not limited by human expectations, nor are they confined to what seems possible in the natural world. When he moves with abundance, with overflow, with power that cannot be measured. What he has in store for you is far greater than anything you could ever plan for yourself. His ways are higher, his thoughts are beyond comprehension, and his blessings come in ways that leave no doubt that he alone made it happen. There are times when we pray for just enough strength to make it through, enough provision to cover our needs, enough grace to endure the trials we face. But God doesn't operate in scarcity. He operates in abundance. He is the God who turns a little into more than enough, the God who took 5 loaves and 2 fish and fed thousands. He is the God who filled the nets of weary fishermen until they began to break, the God who anoints and overflows, the God who doesn't just open doors, he creates new opportunities that no man can shut. What he has planned for you is bigger than what you've been asking for. You may be thinking too small, limiting yourself to what seems possible based on what you can see, but God is not bound by human logic or earthly limitations. When he blesses you, he does it in a way that no one can take credit for. It won't be because of your connections, your qualifications, or your background. It will be because of his favor, because of his divine plan, because of his power working in your life. Some blessings will come suddenly, without warning, when you least expect them. Just like that, a door will open, an opportunity will present itself, a breakthrough will arrive, and you will know without a shadow of a doubt that it was God's hand at work. Other blessings take time, requiring patience and faith as he prepares the way. But whether the blessing comes quickly or through a process, one thing remains true. When God blesses you, it will be bigger than you imagine. You may feel like you've been waiting a long time, wondering when your moment will come. You've seen others receive their breakthroughs, you've celebrated their victories, and now you're wondering, when will it be my turn? But hear this. Your blessing is already in motion. What God has for you has been set in place long before you even prayed for it. He is aligning everything in perfect order, ensuring that when the blessing comes, you will be ready to receive it. When God blesses you, it won't just change your life, it will impact those around you. His blessings are so big that they overflow, touching your family, your community, and even people you've never met. Your testimony will inspire others, your provision will help others, and your breakthrough will remind others of what is possible when you trust in God. He is a generational God, and when he moves in a way that leaves a lasting impact. You might have moments of doubt, times when you question if he's really working on your behalf. The enemy wants you to believe that you've been overlooked, that you're not worthy of the blessing, that it's never going to happen for you. But that is a lie. God is a promise keeper. What he has spoken over your life will come to pass. His blessings don't run out. He doesn't forget. He doesn't change his mind. What he has planned for you is still on the way, and it's greater than anything you've ever imagined. So don't put limits on what God can do. Don't shrink your prayers to fit within human reasoning. Ask boldly, believe completely, and prepare yourself to receive. Because when He blesses you, it will be undeniable. It will be life-changing. It will be big. Every struggle you have faced, every hardship you have endured, has not been without purpose. It may have felt like you were being broken, like life was pressing you down with no relief in sight, but in reality, you were being shaped, molded, and strengthened for something greater. Growth does not happen in comfort. Strength is not built in ease. The very challenges that tried to destroy you were, in fact, preparing you for what is coming next. There are lessons that can only be learned in the fire. You don't develop patience when everything is handed to you. You don't build resilience when life is always smooth. You don't learn faith when you never have to trust beyond what you can see. The struggles you've been through have been teaching you, stretching you, and making you ready for the next level. Every tear you've cried, every door that closed, every battle you fought, it wasn't wasted. It was all part of the process, part of the preparation for what is ahead. Think about the greatest victories in life. They don't come to those who have never faced hardship. They come to those who refuse to give up, to those who kept moving forward even when everything in them wanted to quit. Your struggles have given you endurance, they have given you wisdom, they have given you strength that no easy path could have ever provided. What you've been through has built you into someone who can handle the blessing when it arrives. There are things you asked for that you weren't ready for at the time. There were doors that didn't open because God knew you needed to be stronger before walking through them. There were relationships that ended because they were not meant to go where God is taking you. If everything had happened when you wanted it to, you might not have been able to sustain it. You might not have appreciated it. You might not have been prepared to handle it. But now, after everything you've endured, after everything you've overcome, you are stepping into a version of yourself that is truly ready. It's easy to see struggles as setbacks, to view hardships as obstacles keeping you from your destiny. But what if they were actually positioning you for it? What if the very things that made you question your path were actually guiding you toward something greater? Sometimes, what looks like a delay is actually divine timing. Sometimes, what looks like rejection is actually protection. Sometimes, what looks like the end is just the beginning of something new. You may not see the purpose in your pain while you're in it, but one day you will look back and realize that every hardship shaped you. Every disappointment redirected you. Every moment of struggle strengthened you in ways you never expected. The very things that hurt you were the things that refined you. And now, because of what you've been through, you are wiser, you are stronger, and you are ready for what's next. Every great story has moments of struggle. Every great journey has moments of hardship. You are not alone in what you have faced, and you are not the only one who has questioned why things had to be so difficult. But nothing great comes without challenge. The process may have been painful, but it was necessary. It was preparing you for the opportunities that are about to come your way. It was building you for the responsibilities you are about to carry. It was strengthening you for the doors that are about to open. You have endured storms that others would not have survived. You have fought battles that no one even knows about. And yet, here you are, still standing, still pushing forward, still holding on to hope. That is not by accident. Everything you have faced has been part of something bigger, something greater than you can see right now. And soon, you will realize why you had to go through everything you did. Faith is the key that unlocks the impossible. It is the force that moves mountains, breaks chains, and brings miracles to life. Without faith, obstacles seem insurmountable, and challenges appear too great to overcome. But with faith, what once looked impossible suddenly becomes reality. Faith is not just believing in what you can see, it is believing in what God has promised, even when there is no evidence in front of you. It is standing firm when circumstances say otherwise, trusting that God is working even when nothing seems to be changing. Miracles do not happen in places of doubt. When faith is weak, fear takes over. When fear takes over, hesitation begins. And hesitation can keep you from receiving what was meant for you. Faith is not about waiting until you have all the answers. It is about stepping forward before you see the outcome. It is about walking in expectation, speaking as though it is already done, moving as if the blessing is already on its way. Every great move of God happens where there is unwavering faith. Faith that refuses to be shaken. Faith that does not depend on visible proof. Faith that believes in His power even in the darkest moments. Some of the greatest miracles in history happened because someone dared to believe when others doubted. The sick were healed because they had faith to reach out. The blind received sight because they believed it was possible. The broken were restored because they trusted beyond reason. The moment faith is activated, things begin to shift. The moment you truly believe that God is able, doors start opening, circumstances start aligning, and what seemed impossible starts becoming reality. Faith is tested in the waiting. It is easy to believe when things are going well, but true faith is proven in uncertainty. When prayers go unanswered, when delays seem endless, when breakthroughs seem far away, that is when faith must be strongest. Doubt will whisper, maybe it won't happen, maybe it's not meant for you, but faith stands against that doubt and declares, God is faithful, He is not finished yet. It refuses to settle for less. It refuses to give in to fear. It continues to believe even when nothing makes sense. Faith is not passive, it requires action. It is not just hoping for change, it is preparing for it. It is waking up every day and declaring that something is shifting, that something is working in your favor. It is making decisions based on where you are going, not just where you are. Faith says, I may not see it yet, but I know it is coming. It allows you to move with confidence, not because of what you can do, but because of what God can do. Many people miss their miracles because they wait for proof before they believe. But faith does not wait for proof. Faith creates proof. It does not ask for signs before trusting. It trusts first, and then the signs follow. Faith is the foundation upon which miracles are built, and without it, doors remain closed. It is the key that opens supernatural favor, divine intervention, and blessings beyond imagination. There are things you have been praying for, things that seem too big, too out of reach, too impossible in the natural. But faith changes the equation. It takes the limits off what is possible. It invites the power of God into situations that seemed hopeless. It turns setbacks into setups, obstacles into opportunities, and delays into divine appointments. Faith does not ignore reality, but it declares that reality is subject to change. It believes in something greater, something higher, something that human logic cannot explain. Faith is what separates those who live in expectation from those who live in fear. It is what causes breakthroughs to happen when everything says they shouldn't. It is what makes the difference between a life of struggle and a life of divine favor. Faith is the bridge between where you are now and where you are meant to be. It is the force that calls miracles into existence, that invites blessings to overflow, that transforms situations in ways that no human effort ever could. There are moments in life when it feels like things are not happening fast enough. You pray, you wait, you put in the effort, but the results seem delayed. It is easy to get frustrated, easy to wonder if you have been forgotten, easy to believe that maybe what you desire is not meant for you. But what you must understand is that God's timing is never off. He is never late, never too early, and never unaware of what you need. Every delay, every closed door, every moment of waiting is not a sign of denial. It is a sign of divine alignment. When you try to force things to happen before their time, you may find yourself with something you are not ready for. A premature blessing can turn into a burden. An opportunity given too soon can become overwhelming. A relationship entered into before its season can lead to unnecessary pain. That is why God orchestrates events according to his perfect plan. He sees what you cannot see. He knows what you are ready for. He understands the purpose behind every delay. What may feel like stagnation is often preparation. What seems like rejection is often protection. Look back at times in your life when you wanted something so badly but didn't get it. Maybe you felt disappointment. Maybe you questioned why it didn't work out. But now, with time and wisdom, you can see that what you thought you wanted was not what you needed. You can see that if things had happened differently, you might have ended up in the wrong place, surrounded by the wrong people, or trapped in a situation that would have drained you. God's timing is not just about getting what you want. It is about receiving what is truly meant for you. It is hard to trust when you don't see progress, when months pass, when years go by, when you keep hoping for a breakthrough but nothing seems to change. That is when doubt starts creeping in. But faith is built in the waiting. Trust is strengthened in the uncertainty. God is not ignoring your prayers. He is working behind the scenes, setting things up in ways you cannot yet understand. There are people you haven't met yet, opportunities that have not yet been revealed, doors that are still being prepared for you to walk through. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean nothing is happening. When God moves, everything happens at once. The years of waiting, the moments of patience, the seasons of uncertainty all make sense when the right opportunity appears. What seemed impossible suddenly falls into place. The doors that were once locked swing open effortlessly. The prayers that felt unanswered are answered in ways greater than you imagined. But if you give up too soon, if you stop believing because things aren't happening on your schedule, you may miss what was meant for you. Timing is everything. And God's timing is never wrong. There are things you are asking for right now that you may not be prepared for. There are places you want to go that require a version of you that is still being developed. There are blessings waiting for you that require strength, wisdom, and patience that are still being built. Do not rush the process. Do not despise the waiting season. It is in the waiting that you grow. It is in the waiting that you develop the discipline to sustain what is coming. If you receive something before you are ready, you risk losing it just as quickly. Seasons of delay are not seasons of denial. They are seasons of trust. They are seasons where you learn to surrender, where you let go of your own timeline and submit to something greater. It is in these moments that you either strengthen your faith or allow doubt to take over. But every moment of waiting is a moment where God is working. Every prayer that seems unanswered is still heard. Every opportunity that seems far away is still being prepared. Nothing is wasted, nothing is overlooked. Everything is happening exactly as it is meant to, exactly when it is meant to. The beauty of God's timing is that when the right moment arrives, there is no resistance, no forcing, no struggling, no begging. It happens smoothly, effortlessly, and undeniably. The connections align, the resources appear, the right people come into your life, and the doors that were once shut now open without hesitation. But until that moment, the challenge is to remain patient, to trust the process, and to believe that God is never late. He is always right on time. Everything you have been going through has been leading up to this moment. The struggles, the setbacks, the delays, and the disappointments were not meant to break you. They were meant to prepare you. You may not have seen it at the time, but every closed door was pushing you towards something greater. Every hardship was shaping you into the person you need to be for what is coming. There is a shift taking place in your life, and you need to be ready for it. The things that once held you back are losing their grip. The battles that once seemed impossible to win are already turning in your favor. What you thought was an ending was only the beginning of something far greater than you ever imagined. There are seasons in life when nothing seems to make sense. when it feels like no matter how hard you try, things just won't move. But then, suddenly, everything begins to shift. The obstacles that once seemed immovable start to crumble. The doors that were once locked begin to open. The connections you never expected start coming into place. It is not by accident, it is divine alignment. The shift is not random, it is intentional. It is the result of your perseverance, your faith, and your refusal to give up when everything in you wanted to quit. The shift is not coming to those who doubted, to those who complained, or to those who settled. It is coming to those who kept believing even when there was no evidence of change. You cannot afford to be unprepared for what is coming. When the shift happens, you need to be in position. You need to have the right mindset, the right discipline, and the right level of focus. Too many people pray for change but are not truly ready for it. They want doors to open, but they are not prepared to walk through them. They want opportunities to come, but they are not willing to step out of their comfort zone. The shift will require something from you. It will require you to let go of old habits, old thinking patterns, and old fears that have been keeping you stagnant. It will require you to elevate, to grow, to stretch beyond what you thought you were capable of. What is coming is bigger than what you have experienced before, and that means you cannot operate the same way you did in the past. The version of you that struggled is not the version of you that will step into this new season. The version of you that doubted is not the version of you that will receive this breakthrough. The version of you that hesitated is not the version of you that will walk into this blessing. The shift is separating those who are ready from those who are not. It is moving quickly, and you must be prepared to move with it. There is no time to second guess. No time to hesitate. No time to shrink back in fear. Every time a shift happens, there is resistance. The enemy does not want you to step into your breakthrough. He wants you to stay distracted, to stay discouraged, to stay stuck in old patterns of thinking. That is why things may have felt heavier lately. That is why the attacks have been stronger, the battles more intense. But do not be fooled. This is not a sign that things are falling apart. It is a sign that things are falling into place. The pressure is not there to break you, it is there to push you forward. The discomfort is not a punishment, it is a sign that transformation is taking place. Do not let temporary struggles make you lose sight of the shift that is happening. Now is the time to move differently. Now is the time to speak differently. Now is the time to think differently. If you want to step into this new season, you cannot carry the weight of the past with you. You cannot hold on to what no longer serves you. You cannot let fear talk you out of what you have been praying for. The shift is happening whether you are ready or not, but if you are not prepared, you will miss it. You will watch others step into their breakthroughs while you remain stuck in the same cycles. The shift is not about luck. It is about positioning. It is about obedience. It is about making the decision to align yourself with what is coming. This is the season of sudden changes, of unexpected blessings, of divine acceleration. What took years to manifest will begin to unfold in weeks. What you struggled to accomplish on your own will suddenly fall into place effortlessly. The connections you need, the resources you have been waiting for, the opportunities you have been praying for are already in motion. But you must be prepared to receive them. You must be prepared to step boldly into what is next. The shift is not waiting for you to feel ready. It is happening now, and you need to move with it. Your life is about to look completely different, but only if you are ready to embrace the shift. You cannot stay in the same mindset, the same habits, the same level of comfort and expect to step into something new. The shift is requiring more from you because it is bringing you into something greater. The preparation season is over. The moment of transformation is here. Everything is aligning, everything is working in your favor, and everything is shifting. Now is the time to rise up, to step forward, and to walk boldly into the destiny that has been waiting for you all along. Victory is not just a destination, it is a mindset, a way of living, a decision you make every single day. Walking in victory means carrying yourself with confidence, knowing that no matter what obstacles come your way, you are already victorious. It means stepping forward in faith, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. It is understanding that defeat is not your portion, failure is not your identity, and setbacks are nothing more than setups for something greater. When you truly walk in victory, you do not allow circumstances to dictate your attitude. You do not let challenges shake your belief. You do not surrender to fear, because you know who you are and what you are capable of. The victory is not just about winning battles. It is about the strength you gain in the fight. It is about rising after every fall, standing firm when everything around you is trying to push you down. The true measure of victory is not whether you never struggle, it is how you respond to the struggles. You may have been through storms, but the fact that you are still standing is proof that victory is already within you. Every time life knocked you down and you got back up, you were walking in victory. Every time you refused to quit, even when quitting seemed like the easiest option, you were claiming your victory. You did not come this far just to stop now. You did not endure what you have endured just to be defeated now. There will always be opposition when you are walking towards something great. The moment you start stepping into your purpose, resistance will try to meet you at every turn. Doubts will creep in, distractions will try to pull you away, and discouragement will whisper in your ear. But walking in victory means knowing that no weapon formed against you will prosper. It means recognizing that the enemy only fights those who are carrying something valuable. The attacks are not a sign that you are losing. They are confirmation that you are stepping into something bigger. Victory does not come to those who wait for perfect conditions. It comes to those who keep moving, keep believing, and keep pushing forward even when things get tough. Walking in victory requires discipline. It means you do not entertain negativity. You do not allow toxic thoughts, toxic people, or toxic environments to drain your energy. You do not settle for less than what you deserve. You do not give your time and attention to things that do not align with where you are going. Victory is not found in comfort, it is found in growth. It requires you to rise above distractions, to focus on your purpose, and to refuse to let anything pull you back into old patterns. When you walk in victory, you are intentional about who you surround yourself with, what you allow into your mind, and where you invest your time. One of the greatest battles you will ever face is the battle within yourself. Victory begins in your mind before it manifests in your life. If you see yourself as weak, you will live in weakness. If you believe you are not worthy, you will settle for less than you deserve. If you let fear control you, you will never move forward. But when you shift your mindset, when you start seeing yourself as strong, capable, and victorious, everything around you begins to change. The way you speak changes, the way you carry yourself changes, the way you handle challenges changes. When you believe in your own victory, the world has no choice but to align with that belief. Victory is not about waiting for everything to be perfect. It is about finding power even in the struggle. It is about knowing that you are more than your past, more than your mistakes, more than your failures. Too many people stay stuck because they think their history defines them. But victory means understanding that your story is still being written. Your past is a chapter, not the whole book. You may have stumbled, but you are not defeated. You may have been broken, but you are not destroyed. Every lesson, every tear, every setback has been building you up for something greater. When you walk in victory, you refuse to let your past keep you from your future. Walking in victory means walking with purpose. It means understanding that you are here for a reason, that you have been placed on this earth with gifts, talents, and a mission that only you can fulfill. It means refusing to live a life of mediocrity, refusing to let distractions keep you from your destiny, refusing to allow fear to paralyze you. Walking in victory is about making the decision to show up for yourself every single day, to push past excuses, to keep striving for more, to keep believing in what is possible. It is about knowing that you were created for greatness and choosing to step into that greatness boldly and unapologetically. You were not meant to live a life of defeat. You were not meant to shrink, to settle, or to live in the shadows of fear and doubt. Victory is your birthright. It is already within you. The only question is whether you will claim it, whether you will rise up, take ownership of your destiny, and walk in the power that is already inside you. Walking in victory is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It is about making the decision right now to live as if you have already won, because the truth is, you have. You just need to step into it.